Uh, uh. So hi, today the main topic is the lazy loading. Um, if you have some kind of experience, if you're like especially like from web front engineering, you will able to learn about React lazy or dynamic import. So so right now today, I'm just gonna like explain this more. We just really practical way. I'm gonna give you guys the example of our service and how we did dynamic import. The first about the reason why there's gonna be like lazy loading and why we use lazy loading and dynamic import is because it's kind of related to the era of the JavaScript. Um, Not JavaScript, like the web front-end engineering part. And nowadays, React, most of engineers use React, and basically now in the reference engineering, we use JavaScript. We use JavaScript to load the website, not HTML, not CSS, whatever. We heavily rely on the JavaScript to render the website. And the problem is that the JavaScript is the one who makes the HTML, even the minimal HTML. So this part is HTML, and the JavaScript part is like this part. If it's that, so the problem is that user have to wait for the JavaScript to make the HTML. And if the JavaScript chunk is really big, there's gonna be more latency that user have to wait. So user will just gonna see the white page instead of just gonna be just whatever skeleton page. So to reduce this, we have to like reduce the JavaScript chunk as much as possible. And this is why we use dynamic import. If it's not really visible, we trade that we don't want there's no necessity for render those kind of component. If this component is not visible and it doesn't require for the first loading, we make this kind of UI. We treat this kind of component is not really urgent, so we put this as a lazy or dynamic import. So rather than loading JavaScript at the first time, we put the JavaScript at the first loading, and we put this kind of dynamic import, this kind of component that doesn't require to be first loading, we postpone into the next level of it. So example, if you look at our website, our round-trip website, and when there's loading here, so this part, actually there was a dynamic import. What do you mean by that? If it's a mobile UI, if it is mobile, it is like mobile UI. We require some kind of put toast or whatever drawer, and this requires some kind of JavaScript chunks. So what we have to do is, this requires JavaScript load, but if it's like desktop viewers, like most of desktop viewer doesn't need the mobile view of it. So we make lazy loading to put this kind of JavaScript chunk into backwards, so we can execute or render the HTML that requires more priority than this kind of the mobile view of it. So this is really kind of how we did. Even like example, and the more beauty of this kind of JavaScript thing is, this kind of dynamic import is to reduce the first loading, and we can just reduce the JavaScript, and that really make us to increase the performance of it. And I think there's more of it. Hold on. So if you look at here, this is also dynamic import, and if you click this card, and of course there's gonna be skeleton loading, and this drawer, this message button, it doesn't really visible like here. There's so much loading here. So I don't know, you can see or not. My latte is so slow. Wait a minute. So whatever. So if you look at this part, this next lesson button, if you click it, there's gonna be a pop-up here. This pop-up, it doesn't require a user to. So it is not really kind of important. This priority is lower than this rendering this kind of markdown syntax of it. So we also put this as a dynamic because our priority is on the HTML part. So I think kind of this is it. So today what's topic is why we use dynamic loading and how does it gives the not big, so little bit performance benefit of it. So this is it. Have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.